So in an attempt to kind of match the hatch, we're gonna throw this Yozuri. You have to change it up a little bit, but now we're gonna get poured on, like really bad. This is a spooky little island. Holy cow, oh my God. That is insane. Welcome back to another episode of Lake to Bay. So we are currently in the North Miami Biscayne area, taking shelter from really nasty thunderstorms. The rain is just starting to stop. It's been pouring nonstop. I am soaked. Camera equipment is soaked. But I'm doing this intro a little bit into the video. So main goal was to catch sea trout. I don't know if that will happen. But we've been throwing artificial twitch baits, some paddle tails, on some 1/8 ounce jig heads. Kind of just trying to make our way around these mangrove islands. We're on a really big grass flat out in Biscayne Bay. So beyond this area here, that's the kayak down there, we have a giant grass flat around us. And the goal is to kind of work this grass flat and see what it produces. I've caught a lot of mangrove snapper here, and the really cool part about this spot is the ability to catch mangrove snapper on artificial lures. So that doesn't happen all the time, but I really enjoy that kind of fishing. So that's the main goal for today. Stay tuned and let's see what we can do. So we just got to our first destination. We are using a DOA Cal, equipped with the Pen Pursuit 2500. We're using 20-pound braid with 15-pound mono on the Pen Squadron 3. One of the cheap setups to take out on the kayak and bang up. And we're using a darker color this time in the summer months. This tends to work a little bit better for the speckled trout. The tides are kind of all over the place today, but we have a lot of pilchards around my kayak right now, so that's a great sign. It means we're in the right area of this island here. This specific spot is a big grass flat in Biscayne Bay, and it's kind of next to multiple islands, and the tide is pushing out right now. We have an outgoing tide, and I'm hoping all these speckled trout will be picking off these pilchards on this side of the island. Pilchards are even thicker here. I mean, it is like, I don't know if the camera picks that up, but they are everywhere. It's like a bunch of ants. Look at that. We have thousands and thousands and thousands. So we got stuff chasing them. We have mullet. We have a lot. We're definitely on the right side of this island. Just the current's a little slow. But with the amount of bait here, I will say I'm pretty shocked that we're not pulling up sea trout. So in an attempt to kind of match the hatch, we're gonna throw this Yozuri twitch bait. It's the closest thing that I have that resembles these pilchards. Sea trout will definitely eat pilchards, and they could be popping on the top. So we're gonna give this a shot. My only fear with throwing that Yozuri twitch bait is the amount of kudas we may attract, especially in this area. I went ahead and left that tag line on, that excess line on, to kind of combat maybe breakage on this 15-pound. But we're gonna throw that and see if maybe we can match the hatch. I'm predicting a lot of kuda bites, unfortunately. All right, so we're gonna keep throwing this twitch bait. We still have this ball of pilchards around us. You kind of have to adapt, you know, depending on the situation where you are. You have to change it up a little bit. That feels like a kuda, unfortunately. Actually, I don't know. Could be a trout. Could definitely be a trout. Those are a lot of head shakes. That might be a trout. It's actually not fighting too much like a kuda. Oh, it's a big trout. Oh no, it's a snapper, guys. It's a mangrove snapper on the twitch bait. It's pretty cool. It's a big mangrove snapper. Big mangrove snapper. Ooh, that's a big snapper. Huge. Guys, that's crazy. It just shows you here at these islands, when there's a lot of bait around, really anything is possible. I mean, not every day you catch these guys on a twitch, but it's very welcome. He's pretty big, let me tell you. By no means a small fish. That's a nice size mangrove. Let's go ahead and get this guy measured. But that's pretty decent size. So down here where we're at, guys, in Biscayne Bay, these are a 10-inch limit. So as you can see right here, these guys got to be 10-inch, 5 a day, and that's the total length. So not at the fork, TL, where you see TL, that'll be total length. So we get to cheat. Be careful with these guys because they will bite your finger off. So he's probably, this guy is closer to 12 inches. He's about 12, almost 13 inches maybe. So that's a really good one, guys, especially on the twitch. So we're gonna go ahead and get this guy into the cooler, and we'll go ahead and bleed him really quick off the camera. But these will make a fantastic little sandwich. Super cool. As if that mangrove snapper was willing to eat this twitch bait. Sea trout and mangrove snapper typically are eating very similar diets, and they behave very similar. They're both game fish that make a living on the flats. You know, we have all this bait boiling up. That's just incredible. That's a lot of bait. I mean, there's got to be cudas all over this. Let's see what happens. Seems like a cuda situation for sure. So we're kind of just casting it right along the wall of this giant bait ball. Oop, you got hit there. That seemed like a cuda hit though. Oh, we're on. Holy cow. That guy came flying in. It's a little cuda. So this is what we've been scared of for a while. Off he goes. So we're gonna relocate right over here. Looks like a storm's coming in, so I gotta be very weary of that. Hopefully we don't get kicked out of here from a storm. We're on. Another cuda, unfortunately. I imagine for people that aren't from Miami, these things are actually fun to catch. But we hate to catch these guys, man. We hate it. Off he goes. Yeah, another cuda, it seems. Definitely a cuda. Can't get away from these guys, unfortunately. This one's pretty big. They're a fun fight, let me tell you. If you're not from here and you just want to pull some line, these cudas are really, really fun. They really are. They just got really nasty teeth. People say they're good eating. I've never tried one, nor I don't think I would. But they say they taste pretty good. The tide has definitely fallen back quite a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get a little further away from the island and kind of post out right by that channel. If my GPS was working, let's try to turn this thing on. This thing has been acting up all day. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. Just to kind of get an idea of what depth we're in. Based off what I could see, it looks like we're in about 4 to 5 feet. I want to get out to like 8 feet. Right here, there's a channel crossing this whole way through. I think the water might be moving a little quicker there. All right, so the rain's starting to come down, but we are in the spot that I wanted to try. In a little bit deeper of water. Hopefully where some of these fish are connecting to the back. We're gonna try this twitch bait just a little bit more because I am still seeing those pilchards. If it gets to a point where this doesn't really produce anymore. Oop, that's a fish. That feels like a cuda though. Actually, with those head shakes, I don't know if that's a cuda. Feels like a cuda. It really feels like a cuda. Actually, you know what? I don't think that's a cuda. I don't know if that's a cuda. That's not a cuda. Those are good head shakes. I don't think it is. I think it's a big snapper. It's a big snapper, yeah. Guys, so the mangrove snapper loved the twitch bait. He got snagged, obviously, but I think he was definitely going for it. Let's just make sure he's legal. It looks like he is, but let's just be sure of it. So I think we learned a lesson. I think snapper can really appreciate a switch bait, and that's definitely a keeper. So we'll do this quick. It's about to start pouring. Yeah, he's a keeper. So there you have it, guys. Another decent sized snapper on the twitch bait in the rain here. Yeah, when in doubt, you're close to these islands. If it's an outgoing tide, you know, put yourself where the water's moving and where you see those bait fish and pilchards, chances are there's some snapper on it. Me personally, sorry, I'm just trying to open this cooler in the back. Me personally, I like snapper more than sea trout. I think it tastes better. So I'm not complaining. Let's put this guy in the cooler and let's throw that again. The rain is really coming down. It just a little downpour just poured through and I'm kind of soaked. If you look out there in the distance, you can see downtown Miami. It's kind of getting covered, but the fishing is good. So I think we might have to see this through a little bit and then maybe we could start making our way in. I don't like being out here when it's too stormy, and I'm not on the big kayak today, so if you get a little weird, boats don't see you, honestly it gets a little risky. But maybe I could find shelter on this island. I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Let's get this going, guys, because it is about to pour horrendously. We're gonna get absolutely screwed. We're gonna put the big camera in this Ziploc bag, close that up. We're gonna put the cell phone in there as well. Okay, and then we're gonna shut this thing up. And we're gonna make our way to this island. Hopefully there's a little piece of shelter. Looks like I'm getting soaked. Cool current here. Look at this guy, he's trying to get out of the rain too. That's a pretty cool looking bird. It would be pretty cool to get a sea trout right here. Right in this little current slick. It would be very neat. It's about to start pouring really bad. I'm like kind of just somehow protected until right now. But now I'm gonna get poured on. Like really bad. So let's make our way over to this island and try to stay dry. Wow. Not gonna lie, it feels kind of nice to be getting soaked right now. Some baits popping up here. Maybe we can even explore this island and throw some baits around. I don't see why not. This is a spooky little island. But it's solid ground. I was scared it wasn't gonna be solid ground, so that's good news. It is definitely solid ground. So let's go. There's like giant lizards back there, big iguanas. We're gonna get down here. We're gonna explore a little bit and maybe even bring that fishing rod with us. But we're actually kind of out of the rain here. These heavy trees keep the rain away. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. A lot of garbage. Big giant lizards. Those are iguanas everywhere. Yeah, this is what native Florida looks like, guys. Sea grape trees. We have some mangroves. I'm actually not too sure what these are. And there are so many iguanas back there. The camera probably can't pick them up, but you could see like these big nests. That's just crazy. It's a really cool island. Let's get that fishing rod. Oof. Lightning and thunder, not good, not good. So one thing I'm scared about out here. But guys, this is a setup. We could also talk about the setup a little bit. This is the Tahoma, Lifetime Tahoma. We have it rigged up with some lights. We have the GPS on there. The battery's inside here. And it's a really entry-level kayak, but we kind of souped it up to fit the needs. I also have the Ascend FS12T, and I'm looking at getting the Hobie Mirage soon. But this is a really cool setup, honestly, for what it is. Just getting a little bit closer to this ledge. that we get into deeper water. Catching something from land would be pretty cool here. Oof, that big storm is coming south. Yeah, we're gonna get soaked. We're gonna get soaked. We're actually like right in between. There's giant rain coverage right there. It's like a big wall of rain. And then there's a big giant wall of rain over there, and we're just like in a little bubble, but it's closing in on us. So we're about to get really soaked. Holy cow. Oh my God. That is insane. I just got drilled. I wasn't expecting it. It's probably a Cuda, but holy cow, he hit it hard. That's gotta be a Cuda the way he hit. Man, he hit that with everything he had. That is nuts. Yeah, it's a big Cuda. This is what I was saying, you know, if you're not from here, these are probably super cool fish. But since we are from here, it's kind of a trash fish to us. He hit that so hard. That's crazy. He slammed that thing. That's nuts. People eat these things, by the way. They say they're really good tasting. There's a bacteria called Ciguatera. Ciguatera is normally found in barracudas in the Bahamas. We don't have them as often here. But Ciguatera can cause all sorts of really nasty side effects, can even kill you. And these fish have Ciguatera from eating smaller fish that have Ciguatera. But the small Cudas you can get away with eating because they haven't eaten enough fish to transmit the disease, or to carry the disease, better said. So these guys, off he swims. These guys would be safe to eat, theoretically. I just wouldn't recommend it. But the meat is supposed to be very, very white and flaky. So it's a good eating fish. It's just kind of a trash fish. I guess it's got a bad name. Oof, that is nasty. I've been seeing lightning strikes everywhere. Honestly, it's a big nightmare for me. That would be horrifying. Down here in Florida in the summer, it's monsoon season, and the Sunshine State becomes the lightning state. And we have more lightning strikes here than anywhere else in the country or the world. I'm not too sure how that works, but a lot of lightning in Florida. And on the edge of the storms is actually the sketchiest part. So I kind of feel a little weird holding this rod directly to the sky, almost kind of like asking for it. But there's been lightning everywhere. And I wonder if these birds know something I don't, because they all took off. I just hooked one of these little houndfish with the Yozuri twitch bait, and it perfectly got it right in the eye. I mean, that's, you can't make that up. That's insanely small odds of this happening. He just, I guess, crossed paths, and poor fellow didn't make it. What a cool looking fish though. It's a little needlefish or houndfish, and he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Crazy. Thunder, guys. This is no joke of a storm. I think I might have downplayed this one a little bit, to be honest with you. The lightning's really bad. Oof. Crazy. Let's get to it. So it is 12:17. I don't know if that's accurate, but it is 12:17. And the rain has started to die. We have two pretty nice sized mangrove snapper. And we have another storm cell coming in about 30 minutes. So let's get the line back in the water and try to dodge some lightning. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be able to do this. I already see that next storm coming through. So we'll try to keep this going as long as possible. I don't wanna wait another, we're about an hour in there, so I don't wanna wait another hour on that island. It'll start getting dark if I keep on doing that. So we're gonna keep throwing. At this point, I'm happy getting some more mangrove snapper. The weather is not ideal. So if we could just pull a couple more snapper, I'm all good with that. I've kind of moved past the sea trout. If it happens, it happens. But I'm not gonna be chasing them. Right now I should be in some of the deeper water, but with this weather, I'd rather stay closer to land. So we're going to continue fishing this mangrove island, and we're gonna go to the south side right now. We've got really like nasty strikes coming down very close. Very, very close. So right now I'm just trolling that twitch bait. While honestly, I'm just kind of deciding whether I should stay out here or not. I don't see, I just had the radar open and it's currently, let's see what time it is, 12:35, and I'm not seeing it get any better. So we're on. Oh, we're on the trolling rod. Holy shit. It's either stuck. Oh, we gotta be stuck. There's no way. There's no way in hell. Yeah, we're stuck. False alarm, guys. That was a crazy fish. Is it a fish? I think it's a fish. Oh, what do you know? Little snapper. Let's get this guy right in the water. Off he comes. Try, buddy. 2 seconds. Well, I guess trolling works. Almost. 1 second, 1 second. Wait. And you're off. See you, buddy. Whoa, right at the boat. What the heck? Holy cow. I don't know what that is. Right at the boat. That might be a trout. No, it's a cuda. Damn it. Yeah, this twitch bait's coming off. Look at this guy. He got bit. Looks like he got bit by a shark. He's got a little welt. Relax, buddy. Relax. Off he goes. We're gonna throw this and we're gonna troll with it on the way back, but we are heading in. It is risky out here. If you look behind me, there's just really crazy strikes. Absolutely don't want to be out here right now. Not worth it. Boats can't really see you. That's the scariest part about this. I've been worried about a lot, but as this rain gets thicker, it gets harder for these boats to see you. This is a really main traffic navigation channel that feeds into the port of Miami where all the cruise ships go. And a lot of people speeding here. So not the place you want to get caught. We'll play it safe. Thank you guys for tuning in. If I catch a sea trout or anything on the way back, you'll be sure to hear about it. If not, thank you guys for everything. Please subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy the content. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks, guys. Let's see what we caught before I let you guys go. So here are the 2 mangrove snapper. It was really cool catching these guys on artificial. I don't really get to do that too often, and this one's like a pretty decent size. You know, you could do a whole fry with this, and it's just cool to catch them on artificial. You know, we're not using shrimp, we're actually out there actively searching. It's kind of cool to catch these guys like that. So we'll go ahead and fry these guys up, maybe do a fish sandwich or a whole fried fish. And to some of you guys that were asking how this is set up, this is how we're bringing this thing over here. Basically just strapping this down. We've got the Garmin on here, and the kayak is called a Tahoma, and I am towing it with a Tacoma. So here we have the battery on the inside. So all the rigging goes directly to the GPS. Unfortunately, we couldn't use that today because of the display. I'm gonna have to wait till nighttime or when I get into a shaded area, and I can play with the settings to bring the brightness up. So yes, it was working actually fine. We have this LED light that we could turn on from the hull, which is pretty cool. I'll show you guys here. All you do is press this little switch, press this flip in the back, and you have light. So in the mornings, That's awesome. And at nighttime, also very cool. And that'll run this GPS as well. We'll do a more in-depth, thorough review of the kayak, but I just wanted to get, you know, guys, a quick update on the setup. And this is how we're bringing it back. We have one major strap going across, and then we have these two cross straps, and it is perfect, not going anywhere. And yeah, that's the setup. Pretty solid day. Can't wait to cook these guys up.